Seriously, the thermostat's broken in the office, and it's like getting hot in here. But anyway. All right, so as I said in the last video, we're going to talk about stressor appraisal. What does that mean? And this isn't something we're aware of. This is part of the brain's process, the neurological, the psychological, etc. So it's a process of cognitive appraisal of a stressor. First, there's the primary appraisal, and how do we react to it? Then there's the secondary appraisal, sort of revisiting of it. Do I still need the same reaction? And this is not consciously done. This is our body doing these things naturally. Then there's the cognitive appraisal. So that is the process of stressor appraisal. Now, this can be based on different explanatory styles or how you view things. Explanatory styles. Our general propensity to attribute outcomes always to positive causes or always to negative causes, aka optimism and pessimism, such as personality, luck, or other person's actions, okay? So we all know those people. So first of all, pessimism or optimism. I'm a realist. Well, that's not one of the options, but I like to expect the worst but hope for the best, so I'm never disappointed. Now, that used to be my mindset. Now I'm this. Despite everything. Go figure. My daughter claims to be this now. I can't imagine why, because nobody's helping her. Everyone is failing her and telling her things, and they're never following through. Just saying. So, pessimism is the negative explanatory style, always attributing outcomes to negative causes such as personality, luck, or another person's actions. People that don't feel they have any control of their own life. Optimism, a type of explanatory style in which individuals have a positive view and outlook when appraising potential stressors, tend to have healthier and longer lives. I can imagine why. Less stress. All of this can be based on resilience. How much resilience do you have? Well, actually, resilience is the quality of some children to bounce back from environmental stressors that otherwise might disrupt them from their development. So we think about a resilience and we misattribute it because it's really only found in children. And these are extreme cases, kids that might have been, locked in closets for years. But how do they make it through? Because they're resilient. Hardness. A cluster of stress buffering traits consisting of commitment and challenges and control, the feeling of control. Okay, I can tell you, 25 years ago, I did not have a lot of hardiness, but as I grew, I have developed a lot of hardiness because, of course, that's part of growing. Some people are born with hardiness. I think my daughter's got quite a bit of it. And there's the famous word, coping, for coping skills. Yes, we don't have an indefinite supply of those. The cognitive, behavioral, and emotional ways in which we manage stressful situations. Okay. So if you keep trying to manage it for 8 years and you can't manage it and you have no control of it, what are you going to do? There are 3 different kinds, primarily, of coping. There's the emotion-focused coping, a coping strategy in which we try to control our emotional response to a stressor. That's not good. My daughter has gotten to that point where she wasn't feeling any emotions because she's shut down. Because if you can't control it, there's a point in time you just shut it off. That's not good. Problem-focused coping, a coping strategy for dealing directly with the stressor in which we either reduce the stressor demands or increase our resources for meeting its demands. Okay, well, you can still run out of resources at some point in time. And my idea of reduce the stressor's demands is probably not what they mean. All right, so let's talk about Hans Selye again. Selye coined the term General Adaptation Syndrome, GAS, to describe the body's reaction to stress, which consists of 3 stages. 1, alarm, 2, resistance, and 3, exhaustion. This is known as the General Adaptation Syndrome. Thank you, Hans. All right. That's how we deal with stress. So if you get stuck in the 1st or 2nd stage, and I've seen people get to the 3rd stage, Alicia, I mean you. So rumination has a very big impact on how stress and stressors are dealt with because it's a repetitive focusing on the causes, meanings, and consequences of stressful experiences. So this is sort of like PTSD when you keep reliving it, but rumination is like you're keeping it fresh, you're revisiting it, you're thinking, how would I have done differently, or you're just, whatever. You create more stress by ruminating on something. All of these things depend greatly on your allostatic load, the cumulative long-term effects of the body's physiological response to stress. Okay? Well, over the long run, those levels of cortisol and corticosteroids and epinephrine and everything else and the elevated blood sugars have a very negative effect on the body. So we're not intended, as I've said before, to have chronic stress for extended periods of time like that. I mean, you know, our fight or flight exists from back in the days of being hunter-gatherers, and we had to get out of the forest if the whatever we were trying to hunt decided to turn on us and come after us. You know, you're out somewhere in the Sahara and you're hunting a lion, and the lion turns around and says, "You're prey now." So that's fight or flight. You know, you have an actual response and you go. So that's not intended for long term. So when we come back, let's talk about immunosuppression model and health as it relates to stress.